And good morning to the other commissioners. We beg leave to call Ms. Mabule to the witness stand. I see she is there already. Might I, before, make an announcement that the witness has undergone some medical protocol of one kind to her vision. That is to explain why she's got the dark glasses on her, and that is also the reason why we're having Ms. Rangata next to her so that she can help her with the documents that she might make reference to in her evidence.
Yes, thank you. We'll take note of that. Advocate Mabule, are you going to give your evidence under oath or affirmation?
Under oath, Commissioner.
Do you swear that the evidence you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Seme?
Thank you, Commissioners. Ms. Mabule, you have a statement that you have put before the Commission at page 2382 of the bundle. Do you confirm that this is your statement?
I do confirm, Advocate.
You stand by the evidence and the allegations made by this statement?
I truly so.
Okay. Can you explain to the Commission your role within the National Intelligence Agency and now State Security Agency?
I joined the NIA at the time 2001, and on the 1st of February 2007, I then became the principal officer of the medical aid scheme. When I joined, I was the legal advisor to the organization.
And what had been your educational and professional experience? And Commissioners, here I refer to paragraphs 5, 6, and 7 of the statement.
I hold a diploma juris, a BProc degree, an LLB and LLM degree in human rights and constitutional litigation from the University of the North. I also obtained a diploma in legislation drafting from the University of Pretoria and an advanced diploma in labor law from Rand Afrikaanse University, which is now University of Johannesburg.
And you are here to testify under hard capacity from your role in the National Intelligence Agency.
I beg your pardon?
You are here to testify under what capacity within the National Intelligence Agency?
As a legal advisor.
As a legal advisor. Commissioners, Ms. Mabule is brought here to testify on her role that she played as a legal advisor in the NIA, in the Amnesty Task Team, and in the Interdepartmental Task Team. Can you now explain your role in the Amnesty Task Team? How is it that you came to be in the Amnesty Task Team?
I was requested by the then DG for NIA, Mr. Mavimbela. Can't remember the
Is
date.
at paragraph 10 to 11 and 12 of your statement.
To represent him on short notice at a meeting which was for the heads of Department of the Security Clusters. I proceeded there and arrived towards the completion of the meeting. I arrived plus minus 15 minutes before the meeting could end.
Ms. Mabule, you will appreciate that this is a very serious meeting. You are now attending a meeting, it's at short notice. How does this work? Can you explain this in the context of your workplace in the government sector?
Advocate within the government is not unusual to be requested to represent at my level at the time the DG or the organization on short notice.
Right. And under what circumstances would those requests happen?
If the DG is indisposed to be able to attend those meetings.
And was this the only time that you were ever expected to attend
No,
on short notice?
no, it was not the only time.
Can you explain what briefing you had prior to attending this meeting?
Advocate, I didn't get a briefing. It was just on the short notice. Apparently, Mr. Mavimbela was going to attend that meeting and could not attend the meeting and requested me to proceed to attend the meeting on his behalf.
And how is it that you were late for the meeting?
I was informed on short notice I had to proceed to the Department of Justice, if I'm not mistaken, and to maneuver my way to the venue was a challenge. The office where the meeting was held, that is why I arrived late.
Can you explain what part, if any, did you take in this meeting?
I can say I arrived with a short tail. Mine was to listen and to report back to my master, to my boss.
Okay. Can you recall what you might have heard whilst you were in this meeting?
I can't remember what was said, but they were wrapping up and they were distributing some documents which were talking to the TRC how they wanted to do something or to map up a way to solve what was at issue at the time. And I was also given that document which I gave to Mr. Mavimbela.
In this respect, may I ask you, if you can, to read paragraph 13 and 14 into the record? Paragraph 13 and 14 into the record. Perhaps begin at paragraph 12.
I recall I arrived at a meeting as it was about to adjourn. What I remember is that a tall gentleman called Mr. Rootman was closing up the meeting as the chair of this meeting. He subsequently left the meeting and entered an office adjacent to the venue of the meeting.
Commissioners, may I be allowed just to read it into the record? I can see my witnesses struggling.
Yes. Yes.
So at paragraph 12, maybe to start there, Ms. Mabule says that I had no proper briefing about this meeting. I did not know what the name of this meeting was, nor did I know of its purpose. However, was to attend the meeting and report to him, that is Mr. Mavimbela, who was the DG in the National Intelligence Agency. I recall that I arrived at the meeting as it was about to adjourn. What I remember is that a tall gentleman called Mr. Rudman was closing up the meeting as the chair of this meeting. He subsequently left the meeting and entered an office adjacent to the venue of the meeting. I inquired from people who had remained in the meeting venue what the meeting was about. I was informed that the meeting was aimed at designing an approach to deal with the issues relating to the investigation and prosecution of TRC cases and matters where person had not appeared before the TRC Commission for Amnesty. Did you attend any other meeting of the ATT?
No, I don't remember.
Miss Seme, I hope I'm not too upfront, but if I can just find out from Ms. Mabule whether the briefing that she received from those who attended the meeting accord with the minutes that you subsequently may have looked at of that meeting.
The minutes I read was shown by Seme. If there were minutes that were distributed. They should have been distributed to Mr. Mavimbela. But it was just an informal talk, and I was given the document that was talking to what the meeting was all about that I gave to Mr. Mavimbela.
Commissioner Komo, we are getting there and all will be
I'm
clarified.
too upfront.
Thank you.
My apologies.
I do not blame you, Commissioner. So the meeting then ends, the ATT meeting, you go back to Mr. Mavimbela's office, and what happens?
I gave Mr. Mavimbela the document that was given to me, and I left it with him because that was not my meeting.
Did you read those documents at any stage?
No.
Subsequent to this meeting, there is a report called the secret report relating to this meeting. Have you ever had sight of that report?
No.
When was the first time that you saw this report with your name on?
I don't know which one because there's one that I saw yesterday only.
Yes,
Yes, that was classified secret.
yes.
Yes.
So you never, did you receive any minute of the meeting that you attended?
No.
So that report you were not part of, and you do not know who authored the report.
Exactly.
So what happened after this meeting, Ms. Mabule, is that there was another structure that was created following this meeting. It is the Interdepartmental Task Team. May I be permitted to read into the record paragraph 60 on behalf of the witness? So what followed from the ATT meetings was the Interdepartmental Task Team, comprising of members from the Justice Cluster, to assist the PCLU with the investigation and prosecution of the TRC cases. With a lapse of time, I cannot remember the details how it came about that I became a member of the ITT in my capacity as a legal advisor to the then NIA. It was only when the evidence leaders during consultation showed me the minutes of the meeting of the ITT that my memory was jogged, and I could remember a bit about these meetings and my minimal participation. So this meeting, called the Interdepartmental Task Team, has you as a member of the Interdepartmental Task Team. How did it come about?
I can't remember how it came about. I could not even remember, but however, you provoked my mind to that as we went through the meeting, the minutes.
So you say at paragraph 17 that you sat in the
Before,
IT.
before you go to paragraph 17, sorry that I'm pedantic. In English, we say comprising members. We don't say comprising of members, but you can say consisting of members.
Thank you for that lesson. We appreciate it, Judge Homo. So you got the lesson also, Ms. Mabule. You got the lesson from Judge Homo.
I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So can you just explain how your role in the Interdepartmental Task Team and how it came about?
I can't remember how it came about. Really, it's vivid, but I see my name appears there and my comments appears there. Mm-hmm. And the little I could remember is that it did take place because I commented. Mm-hmm. Safe to say that I didn't stay for long also in that mm-hmm. meeting. Yes.
So you say in your statement that on the substantive matters as to how the NIA was to assist the PCLU and the NPA with the investigation and prosecution of TRC cases, you suspect that, you don't have knowledge, but you suspect that Mr. Brian Gobedi would assist. Why is it that you wouldn't have knowledge on the substantive issues?
The substantive issues, first, the principals are the ones who came about the establishment of this. And I was nominated to participate in this meeting. But however, there's also my colleague, a legal advisor from NCC, National Communication Center, which is also part of NIA, who was also nominated to attend in this meeting. And both of us were part of the meeting
Would you
to assist the committee with the intelligence from NIA side to try and collect intelligence that could assist in the prosecution or whatever of the TRC cases.
Would you recall who nominated you?
I don't recall. Because at that stage, Mr. Mavimbela was gone. The successor came and left. It was Mr. Manzini. I should think by virtue of the fact that I once represented Mr. Mavimbela, that's how I can't remember who nominated me.
You say in your statement that you are aware that the PCLU or NPA members of the ITT were keen to know about information from the NIA that could assist them in the investigation and prosecution of TRC cases. Where do you base that from? You say they were keen to know how the NIA could help them with information.
I should think it was because of the fact that NIA is from Nice and they wanted records of all those people who were involved in the cases that came before the TRC. And for some reason they thought that maybe the NIA will still have those documents to can assist them.
In this regard, may I refer you to page 2406D of the paginated papers, and I will wait for you to get to that point.
Oh, the point is just too challenging.
No, it's okay. I will read it. Commissioners, at paragraph 4, the paragraphs are not numbered, but if you just take it from the top of the page and take that as the first paragraph, and where it says Mtunzi as the second paragraph, Dr. Ramaite as the third paragraph, then we get to the fourth one, where it is stated that Yvonne raised a concern on identifying matters to utilize NIA on security aspects, but agreed that on completion of investigations and receipt of representations from perpetrators, such could be dealt with depending on the circumstances of the cases. Anton suggested NIA provides the PCLU with any information they might have on these cases from a security point of view. So, from the minutes that we've just read, is there an indication that PCLU was keen to receive your participation in the investigation and prosecution of TRC cases?
Yes.
Do you remember who Anton was?
Yeah.
Anton Ackerman.
Yes, I remember the name.
You remember the name?
Yeah.
Yes. And you say in your statement relating to your participation that the NPA and SABC had to provide reports, and you've attached the minutes arising from those reports. And you say that there were inconsistencies in the report that the PCLU had presented. And it is paragraph 18 and 22, right. To be specific, it's paragraph 22, Commissioner. At paragraph 22, it says, I vaguely recall that in the meeting of the ITT, I noted that the PCLU report presented to the ITT was inconsistent at certain places, in the sense that more details were provided in some of the cases and other matters had scanty details. It is in line with this that the minute reflect that I commented that this inconsistency must be cured in the following reports to the ITT. In what respect did you find this to be inconsistent?
The minutes, my understanding was that the minutes should reflect what was deliberated. But however, it didn't disclose what was deliberated and it was inconsistent with what was discussed. For instance, the meetings will be chaired by somebody. Mid a meeting, that person will excuse himself and leave. So there were no inconsistencies in as far as what happened and where we are now. And that's when I requested that there should be consistencies so that we can understand where we're coming from, where we're getting to.
And when you look at page 2406H, now I'm referring you to the minutes of the 6th of November 2006. You noted that in some cases there was more detail, and that's another reference to paragraph 22, and in others there were no detail. And commissioners, there I refer to paragraph, well, after the apologies, there's the line that begins with meeting, and then Advocate Ackerman. And then there is a revised audit. So down the line, there's Brian, and then there is during, a sentence that begins with during. So in that sentence says, during his presentation, that is Advocate Ackerman, several recommendations were made, except for a few matters which were held in abeyance pending further information. I must mention, however, that for the purposes of this meeting, I deem it fit not to give such detailed recommendations as full progress report is still to be compiled on all these matters. Did you see full progress reports in these?
No.
How many meetings did you attend of this interdepartmental task team?
I stand to be corrected. If, from the minutes that you showed me, it's about 3.
3 meetings. And they're all okay in October, November, and December.
Yeah.
Would you have attended the meeting of January 2007?
I don't recall because at the time I was on leave at the legal department. I used to take leave December to January and mid-December to January.
If you can just speak up a bit.
I don't recall attending that meeting because when I was at the legal department, my leave used to be from towards end of December and mid-January.
At paragraph 18, you state in respect of the meeting in January that you have attached, and I'm reading from line 3 of that paragraph, I have attached the minute of the ITT in October, November, and December 2006, as well as the meeting that took place in January 2007, where I suspect I could not have been present because if my memory serves me well, I had taken leave prior to assuming my new role as Principal Officer of Optimum Medical Scheme. So you say you left to join the medical aid, Optimum Medical Scheme. What is that?
Is the medical aid scheme for intelligence officers.
Medical aid scheme for intelligence officers. And you assumed that role when?
On the 1st of February 2007 as a principal officer of the scheme.
So you attend this meeting, you are the legal advisor, and you say you do not have substantive knowledge of the intelligence information that could have been requested by the NPA.
Yes.
Would you, in your role as a legal advisor, know of intelligence operations and maybe any information relating to targets, informants, and the like?
Advocate, I was in the corporate. I was not an operational person. So I saw in some of the documents that you disposed to me, there was Mr. Mohotlwane, that was an operational person. Unfortunately, he has passed away. May his soul rest in peace.
If you can just speak up.
I'm saying I was not an operational person. I was in the corporate division. So I carry no knowledge of operational matters. So there's one document, the minutes of the first meeting that I said I arrived late. There's the name of Mr. Mohotlwane.
Yes.
Yes, and I don't recall seeing him. But however, that was the person who was within the operation, deep operation.
The operations of the
Yes.
National Intelligence Agency. Being in the corporate space, would you perhaps know what the idea was for the National Intelligence Agents to be involved in matters dealing with the investigation and prosecution of cases which fall largely within the domain of the NPA?
I don't know. It was the decision of the principal based on whatever authority maybe or instructions that he might have had. But myself standing as a legal advisor, I don't know.
And when you say it was the discussion of the principal, who are you referring to specifically?
The DG.
You say at paragraph 19 at line 4 that in your view, Advocate Bikoli is the central person who understood the purpose of both the Amnesty Task Team and the Interdepartmental Task Team and is better placed to enlighten this commission about these structures. Why do you say so?
At that time, Advocate Bikoli, when I attended that first meeting, Advocate Bikoli was the DG of Department of Justice and was the person central to chairing all the meetings and conveying the intentions and purposes of the meeting.
You also say further down at paragraph 20 that it was Advocate Bikoli who convened the first meeting of the ITT as indicated in the meeting of the ITT of 12 October 2006 and placed on record the purpose of the ITT in its first meeting. When you were compiling your affidavit and trying to recall, did you at any stage contact Advocate Bikoli?
No, I was tempted to, but I didn't contact him.
You were tempted to.
Yes.
And what
To remind me, because really I was shocked when I saw my name on the documents and on TV that I was part of these meetings and I could not recall.
And you say you understood at paragraph 21 that from the minute of the first meeting, which was on the 12th of October 2006, you understood the role of the ITT to be that of assisting the PCLU and the NPA in the discharge of its mandate, and that it was made very clear that the NPA had the ultimate decision-making powers as to who should be prosecuted, as recorded in the minute.
That's correct.
Okay. And did you participate in any effort to stop the investigation or prosecution of TRC cases?
Definitely not, Advocate.
Do you recall any discussion or any attempt made by anybody else in your presence to stop or interfere with the investigation and prosecution of TRC?
I don't, Advocate. I don't recall anyone.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with the commission?
You know, I'm appearing before the commission really with egg on my face that I cannot recall. This is about almost 30 years back. And I think the Department of Justice was central to this whole thing.
I refer you to page 2388 of your statement. Just to place on record again that this is your statement. Do you recognize that signature?
Yes, I do.
And whose signature is that?
It's mine.
It's yours. So the statement that you've put before the commission is yours entirely.
Correct.
Commissioners, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Samen. Ms. Moroka?
No questions, Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Lukele?
Thank you, Chair. No questions.
Yes. Anyone online? Mr. Vani?
Thank you, Chair. No questions.
Who was that?
She's an account, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone online? Mr. Vani?
Thank you, Chair. Advocate Rakotso, I also have no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Koto.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, we have applied to cross-examine Ms. Mabule.
Yes. Thank you. Advocate Mabule, we thank you for having come to give evidence before this commission, given your medical challenges. There is an application for your cross-examination that has been launched with the commission. You will be expected to appear for your cross-examination on a date to be determined. For now, you are excused as a witness.
Thank you.
Mr. Siminya?
Chair, as you'd recall, we were scheduled to hear cross-examination of Dr. Suka. That is now deferred to a later date. Formal sittings are over now.
Thank you. These proceedings are adjourned until tomorrow at 10 o'clock.